Okay, guys, what is going on? Let's get started with today. Quick on the recap of the price action of what went on today. So, just started off with my analysis, just as I do pretty much every morning. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but this is how I'm going to start running it from now on. Just first thing in the morning, I'm going to post my whole top-down analysis. So, yeah, you can see here that we hit off a main zone. I mean, we called longs from there when they were going on, and now it comes back up into this nice fill, and we're in a nice area there where we have this OTE type setup forming. And we just got to go down into the smaller timeframes to kind of see what's going on. You can see here right at that OTE on the higher time frame. We also have a nice order block coming in here. We also have this nice breaker block, and I'll show you on the daily. And you can see these beautiful candles. As soon as we get this sweep and rounding off here, we know that the next candles are going to be bullish until we hit some sort of liquidity pool. So these are the daily. So we can anticipate this day to be bullish and then this day to be bullish. And that's what our bias was. Yesterday, I kind of messed up on execution, but that was the idea, is that we wanted to see retracement down in the morning, then continuation up. And so today was a beautiful one in London. There were some amazing opportunities for me. But again, I don't trade London. So just unfortunate that I'm in this time zone, because there's some times where I just look at it, I'm like, damn, that'd have been an absolute hit. So no, it is what it is. But now we get up into here. And so at this point, the probabilities are leaning in sells, right? You don't want to be longing into this breaker, because I mean, this is a lot of, sorry, this breaker and then this order block combination. It's not when you should be longing, unless you have some intraday kind of things that you're playing. But just know that the high probability move is going to be to the downside. And so you can see we get this down move, clear in tap of our POI there, and now we rally up again. We target this high here, at least this fill, sorry, and then the next one is going to be this high, and then really we have all these low resistance liquidity or low resistance highs right here, and fair value gap up here that can potentially go get run up into. So we know that there is still potential for upside, but the way that this is moving up, the next move is going to be a pullback, something maybe similar to this: pull back in and then up, pull back in and then up. Okay. And then basically, yeah, once we rinse these daily highs over here, I was just looking at 10 to 20 pips above it. So up at the 13200s to 13300s. First I was on 13200s, obviously. Then when it ran through that to 13300s, that's when I was looking for the shorts. But you can see here we had a nice monthly open, just super bullish, just to start off the month, which is typically a bear sign for the actual ending of the month. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But as of right now, we have this nice bullish leg up. You can see some inefficient price action right here. And so I figured there's also some inefficiencies right here. But based on the daily cycle, I think we could at least pull back into that. That was my idea. And you can see it right here. At least pull back into this down at the 19 or the 12900s. I actually put 12950s. That was my actual target. And you'll see it later on. And I said that these were my two setups that I could have played off in London, which were absolutely bang on. This one was a little bit like the bigger stop loss. I think it was like 6 pips, which is like nothing at the end of the day. But this one was gorgeous. I mean, like if you smack that in the morning, you could have probably retired, to be honest. And then we go to the next one, and you can see dollar index. After it was coming down, we got rejected from there again. We were looking for shorts from up there. This nice bearish candle feeding back into this weekly imbalance fill right there, an order block right there. And I said, dollar index still needs to come back down a little bit more. So let's wait on that to happen for any reactions. You can see there were some nice equal lows, daily equal lows as well. So daily lows, and we penetrate them, come back into this. This is what I was anticipating to begin with. And I'm like, yeah, we have a nice clean leg here that we'll probably kind of gravitate up and towards if we grab some liquidity right here, which this is going to be the next pool for me. We grab, right? We search for liquidity. We obviously swipe up here, and then it's searching for liquidity, boom. Where is it going to be? Probably going to be some resting under here. So it's going to find it. And then once it does, probably going to retrace back into the leg. Now you can see here, based off of the daily cycle, I was looking at price to come up to about the 13,300s and then back down, and then targeting, I said the 12950 as kind of like the last down move. And you can see with the dollar index, you can see the targets of that OTE right in the morning in London, right? Negative 2.5, right at that 95,820. So that's where I was really looking to target, because you can see that there was a lot of confluence in and around that level. And then plus we still haven't hit that 13,300 big figure yet. So was looking at that. Then here was the trade I took. This one was definitely a little bit more of an aggressive trade, but I actually entered it. I was just so adamant on this price action. I just knew that it wanted to come down, specifically after that sweep at right at the news event. So we come back down. We have a nice 1 minute order block, and we break. This is actually a 3 minute high probability structural point. We have a sweep. We have a sweep. So we have two significant sweeps here. We come back in, and then I actually didn't take it right on this first one. I waited for this. I wanted to see if this high was going to get swept. It did, and then we closed back in it. And so once we closed back in it on this candle, I just decided to take it because I just said, you know what, whatever. This looks like a corrective structure to me. I know this is the what's it called? What any retailer is going to be looking at, right? For continuations. I know what my analysis is on the higher time frame. We like Dixie is lining up, right? The dollar index is lining up right here. The euro US dollar is lining up. We clearly have a bunch of liquidity pooling here, and I know that I wanted to be targeting 129.50s. That's where I closed out all of my trade today. And so that's the one that I took, and you can see, hold on, let me get off of the drawing tools here for a sec. There we go. And then you can see, oh, what happened? Right here, right? The next one, boom, and we got that. And then there was actually another opportunity right here. And then I said manage the position right here because this is going to be probably a level of intraday liquidity. And then we got a nice pullback up, ended up getting a really nice pullback up right up to here, which was another solid entry. And it was based on the 15 and the hourly and stuff like that, but we'll go into that. I didn't catch the second one actually, or sorry, I didn't catch this one, nor did I catch the next one. But all of them could have been caught depending on your rules and stuff. But essentially, right, we come right back up and feed into this level. And I said, if we break above this, I think we're going to be pretty much bullish, to be honest. We had this breaker block right here that you see in those dark lines. And I said, if we start breaking above that, like I think it's going to come run these highs. But honestly, this is the high probability play from right here for today, because we had a break in some 15-minute structure. And then now we're coming back up, feeding into it. Nice imbalance, nice order block that swept liquidity. Yeah, we just have a whole bunch of breaker block. And then also on the dollar index, you can see right here, I mean, it's just beautiful. We have sweep of significant lows, consolidation, sweep down, break up, imbalance, order block / breaker block. And now we have inefficiencies. You'll see on the 30-minute, I shared some inefficiencies up here to target. So I said that, you know what, this looks like a really high probability play here. If we're going to continue up, dollar index should respect this level, and we should be going. And I said at least up to 96.80. That was my target, 96.80. So just going to get off that there, and you can see now respected. I said, yeah, anticipating 96.80 minimum. It's going to be nice. It's super clean. You can see a bunch of clean legs. I don't see any difficulty getting down there. And then you can see I saw a nice sell model here on euro US dollar. So I wanted to see one more pullback up in here, and then that would have been the continuation based off of this, and then down to 129.50. And you can see that's exactly what we got. We ended up rejecting off 129.50, and you can see I marked it off right there. It's just a little support based off of the sell model. And then, yeah, you can see even on here on the smaller time frame, you can see sell model, or sorry, buy model up, correction, break through it, taps it, correction, taps it, and then comes back down here. So I was expecting maybe we can reach down into this level, into the 800s, but let's keep an eye on that, because I was anticipating a reversal from 125 or 95 right here. Where is it? Right here. By the way, I'm fully out of my intro target at 1295. If it runs a million pips down, I don't care. Consistent execution of strategy. I don't care what other people think or are doing. This is where I'm out based on my rules. It's going to break down. I'll get an entry tomorrow. Remember, high of these weekly cycles typically come in around Thursday or Friday. So today was just a pullback trade in my mind. And as I said at the very beginning of the day. Okay. So that's that. I hope that was clear. So now let's just jump into the actual charts, and we'll just start testing from the daily cycle and all that. So basically what I just wanted to mark out was this right here. Okay. So we had this is on the 2-day, by the way. Okay. So we had this 2-day breaker, clear sweep of it, come back down inefficiently through it, right? We stall, order block, boom, inefficiently through it. So to me, this level needed to be hit, right? This level on the daily needed to be hit somewhere in here before we can start, if we're going to start looking for sells. That being said, like I think I said it, or you saw it in the recap there on Telegram, that once we sweep this low and tag this, this could also be a reversal, right? If we start breaking structure to the upside, like this could be a significant reversal. We're already in this level. Look at this right here, right? We have an order block right there. We have a significant low right there, significant low right there, swept. If we consume, we can continue up. We have to understand that. And where we are in this swing, right? We're in heavy discount of this swing. So we have to remember that on the higher time frame. However, as of right now, again, if we're intraday trading, right, this is going to be the next level. And again, I had a bunch of people say it to me today where they're like, oh yeah, but like what, I think it's going to come fill up here and fill the extreme of here. Well, I'm like, sure, that can happen. And especially it can definitely happen, but I'm talking about what's going to happen today, not tomorrow, not in a week, not in 2 weeks. No, I'm talking about what's going to happen today. What's the likely scenario to play out today? And so for me, this was the likely scenario that was going to play out today. We should just refine that to that now. That we were going to get some sort of reaction up here, but ultimately the key that I'd be looking for this day is after we get this sweep, tap, mitigation, and break and confirmation that we're going up. Well, then we should be expecting some bullish candles. So that means this daily high should get broken. Okay, we'll call it that, the PDH, right? The previous day high. So that should get broken. That means we should be respecting this daily candle, right? We should be diving into it and then coming back up to start the candle, right? Just like how this one did, right? Where we have daily candle here, we're expecting a bullish candle. What happens? It dives into it and goes, right? Dives into it and goes. It's just about your daily bias. And my daily bias was we still needed more upside. Okay, so that's essentially it. You can mark out 50% of that day. It should stay above that or hit that, and that's it. Okay, you can see that there is a nice little fill here that you could be aware of, but it doesn't have to get down to there specifically on this day, right? Just like this one didn't get down to here on the next day. So just be wary of that. But this is going to be the next liquidity target. Let's go 4 hour. Again, this is what the trade was based off of yesterday that I kind of messed up, but we had this OTE entry right here on the 4 hour. I mean, this was just gorgeous. I don't know how I messed this up, to be honest. Just comes right into that pocket and then starts launching up. And so, yeah, that would have been the OTE target really for yesterday. And then you can also see that we have, for me, let's mark off any daily highs here. Okay, so daily high is going to be up here. That's what I'd be interested in. Of course, you guys probably know that already. There's also a daily high up here and daily high up here. This one is the most relevant one though for right now. So that's all that matters. We don't have to look at anything else. You can see order block here. We respected it. But again, our higher time frame bias is still continued upside until we get at least up into this liquidity pool. So let's go down now. You can see, look at this too. Right now we have consumption down, right? If this was going to continue down, it should have held this and continued. The fact that the next day or the next 4 hour candle completely consume these bodies, I would assume that we're going to stay within that. So that's something just to keep note of, that this swing point is probably going to be a significant swing point and we're going to be targeting up higher. Let's go down to the 30 and you can see like this is just gorgeous. Like let me skip forward all the way to Asian session or just past Asian session, so we're not wasting any time here. Okay, perfect. So what are we anticipating? Again, this is all in ICT's free channels, right? In his free content. But the application of it is simply like this. We're expecting a bullish bias for the day. How does the bullish daily cycle form? Like this, right? London low, London close high. Typically, that's how it's going to be if it's a bullish day. Here's your body of the candle, wick, done. Okay, that's going to be your bullish cycle. So now that we know that, we also know that this is going to be our swing point from right here to here. Okay, we know that it's very unlikely for price to dig back down that deep in a day, to dig down deeper in here. So these are automatically void. I think like that's what I would consider void. That yeah, we're probably not going to come take out these as of yet, right? Bullish order flow is still intact. And again, we still haven't hit any major liquidity pool yet. So let's just wait for that to play out. You can see here, how does the daily open start? Right at 12 a.m. Daily open like that. It starts and we come dig down into the range. And what's this right here? Asian low. We have a sweep. So what do we know? Again, in our daily cycle, we have consolidation, sweep, and then break. That's what you're anticipating in a bullish daily cycle. And anywhere below this daily open is going to be a discount to the range. So let's go see if we can find anything. And look at this. Right underneath that daily low, we have this kind of point of interest right here. That's going to be supported with the Asian liquidity. Now, if I just take off this, where was it? Or I already did take it off. So we have the previous day high. We know that that's likely to get run. We make equal highs with it. We come back down. We sweep Asia. We're creating the footprints of a buy model right now. And so this is where, again, you can be looking for longs to go and target at least these highs, right? Right here. Because that's the daily high. And now you also have Asian high there as well. So let's go investigate. Maybe there's something here that we can take, right, on the 1 minute. So again, we sweep. It is now London kill zone right now. Okay, so now we can look for our buy model. Look at that. Let's go on the 2 minute, 3 minute, right? Just to check around, see what's good. And there you go. You have your break in structure essentially right here, or your shift in structure at least, shift in market structure, and you have your order block right down here on the 2 minute. You can see this low is going to be likely to get swept, right? Yeah, look at this. Okay, so last down candle right there. You had a little bit of a sweep right there. That's the candle that caused it. We immediately consume. And then we have our sponsorship liquidity right here, right? This is going to be that inducement, inducing people to enter the market. And then it goes and gets swept, right? So they enter, say, on this big candle right here, right? And so now as soon as it breaks structure, they think it's going to go to the moon. And so maybe they move their stop to break even just in case to protect their capital or whatever. And they go get, and then it goes to get run. And so this could have easily been your trade right here. Okay. So this could have been it right here. We have, if we just use the bodies, we have our OTE, order block, imbalance, right? Imbalance right here as well. So FEG right at that 70%. So what you can do is you can just set it right at your 70%, stop loss just below. I would personally not take a 1 pip stop loss though, right? I would do 1 pip and then you can add your spread, or you can just go straight to 2 pips, right? And just go like that. That's personally what I would do. I wouldn't do anything less than 2, to be honest. You can. So if you are going to go to it, just to show the potential, I'm not trying to sell it or anything, that this is what you should do. And say your spread is 1.3. What I would actually do is add that to the high side, but anyways, it doesn't even matter. Okay, there you go. Let's see, boom. And again, depending on what your spread is, that's why on buys, you want to add it to the top, because look at this. Okay, well, this one would have tagged you in, but there's going to be situations where it doesn't tag you in because you were trying to enter right at the order block. Whereas what I would do on longs, and I'll just show you so then it's easier, or so then you know. Okay, so you add 0.3 to your stop loss, but then you have to move it up 1, 2, 3, right? Because then you're accounting for the spread on the buy side. Okay, so that's where your actual entry is, and then your stop would be just below this low. Again, I would probably add a little bit extra just in case though. Anyways, so there it is. And so where would you be targeting? You'd be targeting minimum this high, right? Minimum that high, because that's going to be the daily high is very likely to get run. What do we get? Right in London. And again, there's actually another OTE right here. If you miss that first one, you have an order block right here, imbalance right there. There you go, body to body, OTE, order block right there. Okay, so you could have taken that one as well. And again, you're going to do the exact same thing. If this is your order block here, right? And this is going to be your stop loss. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add 0.3. So we'll go 1.2 pips and then 1, 2, 3. So that's where you're going to be entering based off. So you get tagged in, you ensure you get tagged in on your spread there. And that's what you're going to want to do. And then, so you could have entered 2 times just in this little level right there. And then look at this, another 2 down close candles, right? Mitigation, not one that I would enter personally, but there you go. Break up, and you can see how these levels start getting, these targets start getting tagged. And look at the respect on the fib, right? That's what happens when you pull the fib in the proper places. You'll start to get respect at the targets, because these are going to be those algorithmic targets, right? And so that's essentially what I would do and how I would have played London. Honestly, if I entered the first one, I probably wouldn't have entered the second one. I still to this day have a very difficult time adding to positions, especially when they're this close. Like if it's over here, like later on, I don't care because I've already taken majority of my profits or whatever. But when it's like this close, I just have a difficult time doing that, and which is fine with me. I mean, I don't really have to do that as of right now. I'm doing well without that, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, so now you get the run up, and there you go. Right from, you can see the daily open. We were respecting the daily open, and look at this. We have a nice breaker block here as well on the 5 minute. Oh, right here. Right, breaker block here on the 5 minute. Dabble, dabble, dabble right into it, and then absolutely launch. And so think about it, right? You take one of these trades and you're targeting that level. That's 26R and 25R. I mean, like, again, you could literally quit and retire, move on an island if you're smashing those consistently. And again, they're doable. It's just you're not going to get those types of stops every single trade that, you know what I mean? Like there's going to be times where, like today in New York, like they don't offer it like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. You just have to adapt. What the hell is this line here again? Oh, yeah, the breaker block. Okay, so let's just run it for the rest. Right here is another opportunity here, though, that I saw afterwards, obviously, because I don't, again, trade London. So you could have pulled your fib from down here to here, or you could have used this little level here, because on, I can't remember where I saw it. I thought yeah, right here. Okay, so it's a nice 5 minute swing low, clean swing low on the 5 minute. And then right here. Okay, so now you have where is it? Yeah, so you have your daily high here that matches with your 79% retracement, and then you also have some nice imbalance, so 50% of that right there. So essentially what I would do if I were taking this trade is I would be entering probably right at that daily open, to be honest, and then there's a nice little order block right there, but my stop would be just under there. Okay, which is again 6 pips. You can cry about that and say, oh, that's too big, I want 1 pip stops, but again, you're not going to get those every second of the day. Okay, and again, where are we looking to target? Definitely we have some confirmation right there with our target and the 300 big figure, so I would be looking at that personally. Let's see if we can get tagged in here. Yeah, there you go. Easy. Look at that. Right on that daily high. Key level 12800 big figure. The retracement, 79% retracement, imbalance, order block, bang on. Okay, so that's it. And you can see that this one actually rallied quite a lot. And this is where I started hopping on the chart. So let's go over today's New York session, what I was thinking. So definitely we had this high here, and I was looking at 10 pips above that high and 20 pips above that high. So I was looking at 13200s and 13300s right about here. So that's what I was looking at right there. You can see nothing was happening beforehand. Like it was just going straight up. So again, we were just waiting. No point in rushing anything. No point in rushing anything at all. And then boom, we got this right here. Once we got that, and it was right at the news event, we had that sweep and we hit that level. This is when I took this one off and I said, okay, what's dollar index doing? And at this time, dollar index just tagged. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Dollar index just tagged this point right here, that 800 820 level. That's what I was looking at originally anyways. I was looking at 820 and I was like, okay, I want to see this leg start to get consumed after, because dollar index on the, what was it? Yeah, you can see daily equal lows here, sweep right into this level. That's what I was looking for. Okay. And so we hit that. And now I was looking for a retracement on EU. So essentially all I did was, first off, I marked out this because I said, if this breaks down right now, I'm going to be anticipating this order block / breaker block right here. You can see this last down candle, then up, then we get a sweep. And so if it closed below that and then comes back up into it, that's going to be something that I'm really, really interested in looking at. But I wanted to see if there was anything that caught my attention to begin with. Okay. So after this sweep, and this was my trade of the day, after we had this sweep, and then we had this sweep. Okay. Essentially what happened is once we caught those sweeps, I just marked this off here, this block, and we broke a, what was it? Nice 3-minute swing point right here. Okay. And I said, again, yeah, I'm looking at 9/12950s. I had that marked out. And I said, yeah, like it's really underneath all of this stuff right here. You can see this trend line, like clear trend line. People would be longing up a storm here. And so once I saw price kind of reacting like this, I knew, I had a good feeling, intuition that we were going to come back down into this level, at least take out all these people that were buying right here. Again, very, very thin legs right here that I knew price wanted to at least come back down and try and rebalance. And I knew that there really wasn't anywhere much higher that we could attain, that price was going to go reach for, unless there's weekly highs up here. So I said, really, the only next places price is going to go is weekly highs up here. And I just don't see it doing it today, just based off of how everything was developing, how many pips we ran and everything like that. So I just said, you know what, I'm really favoring these shorts only. That was my only idea for today. And so as we reach up into that 1 minute right there, again, you can pull the OTE on this and look at that, right? Trapped at this level, obviously can't break above it. I waited for the sweep right there. And then I saw the closure below. And then it was somewhere in this third candle that I entered. Okay. Somewhere in this third candle that I entered, and I just put my stop above here. Again, target down at 1950. It was at, my actual target was at 1980, because you can see the nice, the target there. And then if I just go to the bodies, do we have any other confluence? Yeah, right there. Okay, so right at the 84, that's where I was really looking at as my main target for the day, 129.80s. You can see that's a nice 7R, right? I mean, you don't need, again, this is a 4 pip stop. You don't need a 1 pip stop. But if you didn't want to take that and you wanted to wait, right? Wait for your confirmation, which is completely fine. This is what you could have done. So there was that order block I told you on, or sorry, the breaker block that I told you on the higher time frame. Now, what did we have here? We have a shift in market structure right here. Okay, so shift in market structure, and then we go up and we start looking to see what's going on here. And what I see is in this breaker block, what do we see here? A nice imbalance right here, right? Nice FVG right there. So we broke market structure. So now we're confirming downside. Again, we have our downside target right here. So what can we be looking for? We could be looking for something up in this level, depending on where we turn from, right? We can be looking for somewhere up in here. And you can see right there, boom, we mitigate this level right there. Again, that could have been your entry, just that in itself. Stop above here, another 5 pips. And you could have taken that right there. Okay, and now that you get the real confirmation, the big confirmation, this is where I said I'm going to pull out some of my position and manage it accordingly. Because if it goes all the way back up to this first one, I don't really like that, to be honest. I wouldn't want to see that happen. I would want to see it more hold on to this 1 or this 2 minute level. Why is that? So let me just take this off. Because again, look at the 15-minute here, right? This is the 15-minute order block open. This is going to be the 15-minute order block. 50% is going to be just above here. So why does it need to get back all the way up to there? It doesn't. It really shouldn't. It should maintain 50% of that, which is going to be roughly about there. If I just use my 50% tool here, yeah, you can see right back into that imbalance, potentially to break even the second trade. You can see that those are the two levels that I'd be looking at, right? So yeah, so that's gonna be my first level, right? 13197, which is going to be roughly 132, right? Big figure. Again, if we just look at if this is the body low, look at this, right? OTE perfectly in that level. Again, targeting where 950s. So probably somewhere around there. Let's see if we get a pull back up right there. Boom. Right. One trade or one candle goes swiftly up into that level. Again, if you're taking this, you could literally set your target, or you can set your entry right here. And without being too greedy, you can put your stop above the breaker block. I would personally just put it above this high here, just make it an even five pips. Again, where am I looking at? At least down to the 1950s, right? And that's going to be my target for the day, my pullback target. And that's a 5R, right? You could have easily taken that one as well, just with the 5 pip stop. And I actually was going to, but I was already in that one, so I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm fine with that trade for the day. I took out majority of the trade there, but that could have been your next trade. And if I just play that out, let's go in the smaller time frame. Again, where could you have added to, or could you have refined it? You can see that there's a nice clean order block right there that a couple there's a guy in the group that caught as well as Zachary. So good job to him, man. This was a super nice one. I was looking at that and I was like, yeah, I don't want to see it break above that. I want to see it maintain this structure and keep going down, because we already swept, so we don't need to be sweeping anymore. We can mitigate and keep going, now that that's going to be the flow of the day. And so yeah, you can see that this would happen. Boom. And we get this nice move out from that level. We break structure right here. Some nice 1, 2, 3, a nice swing point right there. It's only on the 1 minute though, so you got to be obviously cognizant of that, the fact that it's only the 1 minute. And then you can see that this is where you could have entered again, honestly. And I would just put my stop above there. And there's your 3 pip stop. Let's see if that works out. Right, filling up that imbalance. Void, we got a nice break and shift in market structure on the 1 minute. And so 950. And this was actually the other trade that I was looking at right here, where I said, oh, look, we have another breaker block right there. And I was expecting price to get back up into this order block at least. And then also, was it on the 15 minute? Yeah, it was. On the 15 minute, we had this. You see, so it's the sell side portion. And if it didn't hit the target beforehand and it dabbled up into that, I said that this was going to be a nice opportunity right here. We go back down to the 1 minute. And you can see it does right there, but I was anticipating it to come up into this one, which it ends up doing actually right now, or after it tags. Yeah, so it was after it tags. That's why I didn't trade it. And you can see right here, and it tags perfectly right into that level where I said. And that was it. Like that's been the low of the day so far. Honestly, it was funny because afterwards I was like, damn, this was actually a really nice trade from that level. Once we got our inducement right here, nice order block, and we hit that key level that I was looking at to be the potential low of the day. So then you can just mark that off there and you can refine it down to there. And again, there's no imbalance there. So yeah, this one's a good one to take right here, just like that. Right. Again, this probably isn't the highest probability trade, to be honest, to enter like this. What I would do is I would wait for that response, at least a response to break this, and then you can start looking at it like this, like that. That's probably what would have been the better option if you're going to do it. So at least you get some sort of response. And yeah, then we started going up again, targeting probably this high. I wouldn't take this, to be honest, just because the time and everything as well. But yeah, like if we're gonna keep going upside for the rest of the week, or at least till tomorrow, till Thursday, then it'll probably go up from this level, right? So let's see what happens for the rest of the day. I haven't looked. Oh, that was it. Okay, yeah. So it's just stalling around this level, and it looks like it's honestly going to just melt, to be honest, and just take out all these lows. So, but that was it for the day. That was the whole recap for every single move on today. So I hope you guys like that. I decided to just back test it as opposed to just talk about it, just because I know I had a couple people asking me to do that. So every now and then I'll definitely be doing that. It just takes a little bit more time. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm probably going to be expecting. It's hard to say right now. I want to see how the daily ends up closing and everything in a few hours. But right now, you can see that this 1 hour block, it held, and now we're just kind of developing, even though we're trapped in between this block and that block. So let's just see how it develops, and we'll wait till the morning. But again, if we're anticipating some more upside to start running some of this liquidity, that can happen. But we already ran this one, and we're already in a higher time frame breaker block and a higher time frame order block. So just be cognizant of that. It doesn't have to just run all the way up to here to the extreme point of interest before coming down, right? And it doesn't have to keep going to the moon either. So just be cautious of that. And again, right now is probably a time when we're going to be selling. We're in an area where it's more likely to be sells than buys. If we're looking for buys, let's look at the 4 hour daily. Okay. So if we're looking for buys, we probably would want to wait till now we start getting inefficiency fills. Like I'd wait for some of these levels, or even all the way down to here, right? Get something like this and then up, or like this and then up. So we'll see. Right now is in a sell zone, so let's just be cautious and be smart with our decision making. So that's it, guys. I hope that this one was super good and you took a lot from it. So thanks again for all the support. It's been awesome. Again, been growing incredibly quickly, and I've been receiving a ton of messages. So super excited about that. Thanks, guys. And that's it for today. I'll chat to you guys soon. All right. Cheers.